see, they can't do it, cause there's only one and only. It's me, Zeus. Your time's up, it ain't working for you, huh? TikTok, it ain't working for you, huh? Time to hang it up, your money drying up, huh? I'm dissing everybody that ain't gave up. You used a PPP loan for a check, huh?
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen.
It's easy, huh? You've been trying to go viral for a second, huh? TikTok, now you in some debt, huh? Time to blow the whistle. I got a man down on the field.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen.
He was falling so hard, he must have hurt himself. Now get him off of the ground to carry him out. You thought OnlyFans was your OnlyFans. You only got engaged for the clicks, huh? You bought that ish for the clicks.
Oh, we're back on the backup today, ladies and gentlemen.
You ain't got enough to go live, huh?
Good morning,
ladies and gentlemen. Talk to you. Your content really ain't engaging, huh? You don't really get that many views, huh? I got some bad news, wanna hear it, huh?
Bad news for you. What up, DJ?
See, I know what happens to you when it gets dark. You let the comments get to your heart. Your time's up, it ain't working for you, huh? This TikTok, it ain't working for you, huh? Time to hang it up, your money drying.
Good morning, everyone.
Listen, everybody that ain't gave up. You used a PPP loan for a check, huh? You think this TikTok thing is easy, huh? You've been trying to go viral for a second,
yes.
huh? TikTok, now you in some debt, huh? The water's running dry.
We're on the backup this morning, ladies and gentlemen. You know how this goes.
Ain't nothing left, without a doubt. And all that damn crying ain't gonna help you out. Delete your account.
All right, let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. You know what we came to do. Good morning. Yes, please share the live. There's a lot of people looking for Zeus. And the main one has taken a bit of a time out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Good morning, everyone. How do you do this? Oh my God, I haven't been here in a long time.
It's deja vu when I'm riding up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, head of the class. You can tell that I made it.
Look at my grass. Good morning, Miss Boss Diva. Well, it's gonna be a nice little light show. Yeah! Yeah! I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. How you doing, Miss Boss Diva? Let's go! I say it with my chest cause I mean it. Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited.
Call me the master with a new whip. I'ma take off.
There we go.
Sure. I've gone into Zeus's live a couple of days.
Oh, you haven't?
Shit was radical. it was horrible.
Right.
Like, you've gone. Zeus has gone way.
There we go. Right there.
It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu.
Oh, you need to be modded. Oh. Add mod.
It's like deja vu.
Confirm. Let's go, Miss
It's
Boss
deja
Diva.
vu when I'm riding up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. All right, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. All right, once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. I am your host. I am your pilot. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are unfortunately or fortunately on the backup account today. And you all know why. Let's not get into that. But you know what? I might get into it, all right? So listen, please, if you can, please be sure to share this live out with everyone you know that is looking for Zeus, all right? I'm so sorry I didn't get to alert all of you, all right? But before we get this show started, you know what we came to do. First of all, let's get some of the housekeeping items out of the way. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, right there, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H stands for honest. I am the most honest person on social media. There's nobody more honest than me, all right? I promise to tell you nothing but the truth. So help me God, all right? The second H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I'm humble. Listen, if I get it wrong, I really will be the first to apologize. It just turns out I haven't been wrong lately, all right? And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain the most handsome. Good morning, man. All right, see, many of you are familiar with what we do over here on this side of town, on this side of TikTok. What we do on this side of town is very special. We hold our friends on the right, especially their cult leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds, as well as their crimes, right? And believe you me, there's a lot of dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds and crimes going on with our friends on the right, the MAGA Republicans, right? And so, with that being said, I got a bit of a heads up. All right, if you are one of these folks out here, like my good friend Brother Swervin likes to say, you're lactose intolerant. You know what that means, right? That means you are allergic to the facts. All right. If you're one of those folks, this might be an uncomfortable space for you, all right? Because what we do over here is we bring the truth. And if you are hungry, it'll make you not so hungry. If you are happy, it'll make you feel a little depressed, right? All right. And so you might not want to really stay around here, all right, ladies and gentlemen, because it is, I'm telling you, it's going to get very, very uncomfortable. But guess what? You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave.
Yeah.
If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too.
Jesus
but if
Christ,
you're not happy, you can leave.
Listen to that. All right. Listen, clearly I haven't been over here on this side of TikTok, on this account, all right? All right. So let's get started with today's, let's get started with some of today's topics, all right? All right, now, what are we coming to talk about, all right? So the first thing today is, what do I want to start out with, all right? Donald Trump, we all know this Supreme Court ruling that recently has came out, right? They said that he is staying on the ballot, all right? And I agree that he will be on the ballot. But ladies and gentlemen, we must also understand that just because he's on the ballot, it does not mean that his legal troubles have came to an end, right? I mean, I'm being sincerely honest, all right? And so, ladies and gentlemen, Monday was a win, okay, because we all know that Donald Trump needs a win, but it is not the end, all right? Former President Donald Trump gained a clear win at the United States Supreme Court yesterday. We all saw this, all right? Which unanimously ruled that states do not have the ability to bar him or any other federal candidates from the ballot under a rarely used constitutional provision that prohibits those who engaged in an insurrection from holding office. The decision, it shuts down a push in dozens of states to end Trump's candidacy through a clause in the 14th Amendment written to prevent former Confederates from serving government after the Civil War. Now, I want to speak on this, right? Because this is what got everything kind of kicked off yesterday, right? So you got these Trump supporters out there, these traitors, all right? And they invited Zeus over, what was her name? Mother of Nastiness. Can we call her Mother of Nastiness, ladies and gentlemen? Apparently, they know that this is not a win, right? These folks know this isn't a win. They know that this does not do anything but makes it real clear that Donald Trump, number one, he did engage in the insurrection. They were huffing and puffing. You ever heard that story, the three little pigs, right? And then they got the wolf in there huffing and puffing. That's what I call her, Mother of Nastiness. She was huffing and puffing yesterday at Zeus because she said, well, Zeus, this is what she said. Zeus, you were wrong. You should apologize to all of your friends on TikTok, all of your fans out there, and tell them that I said, well, what was I wrong about? Well, you said that Trump was removed from the ballot. And I said, well, if you go back and do something that you haven't done, right, because you're so busy huffing and puffing, if you actually go back and read the actual opinion that the Colorado courts released, you'll see it crystal clear. Colorado ruled that Donald Trump, not just Colorado, but there are other states as well, Maine and Illinois, he did participate in an insurrection. He hasn't been absolved of that, all right? And this is what got them upset because they thought, this is when I knew I had won. They thought the Supreme Court was going to rule that Donald Trump didn't participate in an insurrection, and what we all saw on national television was just made up. That's what she thought I was going to go, but I didn't go for the yokie doke. So you know what they did, ladies and gentlemen? They kicked me out of the live. They kicked Zeus, and then they reported my account. All right, so these folks are some sick and deranged individuals. I've never seen people in my life who openly say that they're winning. I've never seen anything like this. They openly say that they're winning, but spend all day on TikTok crying like a bunch of children. But this is indicative of what the MAGA Republican Party is. And I said, you know what? Sometimes you got to lose the battle to win the war, right? And so we're gonna keep marching on, ladies and gentlemen, because there's some good news that came out of this. Even though the Supreme Court yesterday, they did what they did, I must remind MAGA of this. All right, I must remind them that they will continue to feel, and I mean this, they will continue to feel the heat. All right. Because this is what they must understand. Trump's legal troubles continue. Few observers, ladies and gentlemen, we all know it, expected the Supreme Court to keep Trump off the ballot. But guess what? He's facing more perilous legal road ahead. For the first of Trump's criminal trials for allegedly falsifying business records to pay hush money to an adult film actress during the 2016 presidential campaign. And ladies and gentlemen, this is scheduled to start in the state of New York. The state of New York, who has been royally serving Donald Trump his daily dose of truth. They really have, all right? The former president is also appealing a New York judge's ruling that he pays $355 million for fraud committed by his businesses, and verdict that he paid writer E. Jean Carroll $83 million for defaming her after she sued him for SA. Thank you, Mountain Negro, for the subscription. So, to the mother of nastiness and your deranged crew, I only got one question for you. How much money have you sent this adjudicated rapist? You are all a bunch of sick individuals. You too, Jay Bear. I've never seen anyone as disgusting as all of you. You will get out here and defend this nasty, sick and twisted, seditionist, treasonous traitor to the ends of the earth. I'm starting to think when these folks look in the mirror, ladies and gentlemen, they actually hate themselves. I really am. So guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, this bright and early, all right? Even though the Supreme Court supposedly did Donald Trump and his supporters a favor, his soldiers a favor, it turns out a lot of them are still angry and upset and bitter today because they know the end is near for their cult leader. So guess what we're going to do this bright and early on today's Super Tuesday, by the way. Join me in giving Donald Trump, nasty, mother of nastiness, the Russian bears, and all of those that are a part of that nasty MAGA cult what they deserve this bright and early. Our first honorable round of booze and shame. Yeah.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
These are some sick individuals, ladies and gentlemen, and they will not win in the next. They will not win in November. I can guarantee you it. You know what? As far as I'm concerned, keep the orange deluded individual in the White House. I mean, keep him in the. Thank you, Joanna, for the subscription. All right. As far as I'm concerned, keep Donald Trump in the game. We need someone just like him to stay right where he's at so that we can continue to deliver the truth to the American people and expose all of the faults that are going on with those that are in the MAGA cult. All right. And by the way, I've learned something about MAGA. They're really they don't send their best and their brightest, do they? I've never met an intelligent Trump supporter. Have any of you met an intelligent Trump supporter? Seriously. Oh, Dark DJ Craze. Thank you for the subscription. Have any of you met an intelligent Trump supporter? Wow, Lisa. Wow, Lisa. Thank you. Wow. You all found me on my back. That's because they're not intelligent. These folks don't go to school. They got lame jokes. You ever heard this guy's name is Trash Bait? Trash Bait's out there in my comment section. Every joke he tells is about someone's mom. I mean, it's like, seriously, are we in the 5th grade? They didn't develop beyond the 5th grade. I'm starting to realize these folks have serious internal issues. They have mommy and daddy issues. And then when they run across somebody like Zeus or you know what they do? All of a sudden, they start having flashbacks about how traumatizing life was when they were 5 and 10 years old. You know what you need to do? Where's that guy at? Retribution, Trash Bait, J-Bear. You all need to seek professional help, seriously. Because you know what? You're on your way of getting that ultimate MAGA reward, right? And you know what the ultimate MAGA reward is, ladies and gentlemen? Jail. And if you don't get your soul right, hell. And there's a chapter 11 in between. I don't believe you're a millionaire, Trash Bait. I really don't. I've never seen you do any millionaire stuff. The only thing I've seen these folks do is worship Donald Trump. And that's not what millionaires do, last I checked. All right? Now let's move it along to our next topic. Donald Trump was dragged to the moon over a new interplanetary dog whistle. All right? And you know this is about Donald Trump. All right? He continues to make dog whistles, and he loves to portray himself as somehow the victim. Let's see if we can get this thing queued up right here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. It's not too difficult to keep up with, but this is an example of what Donald Trump does, all right? And his supporters know they have no excuse for it. None.
People are coming from parts unknown, countries that you've never heard of, languages that nobody in this country speaks. You know, we don't even have teachers of some of these languages. Who would think that we have languages that are like from the planet Mars? Nobody knows how to, speak it. And then, where people are coming
Do you hear what he said?
from parts unknown, countries that you've never heard of, languages that nobody in this country speaks. You know, we don't even have teachers of some of these languages. Who would think that we have languages that are like from the planet Mars? Nobody.
Wow. So what we have, ladies and gentlemen, is Donald Trump. He's doing an interview, all right? And this was broadcasted in front of his supporters from his house in Mar-a-Lago, where he claimed that people who are coming from parts unknown, countries that you never heard of, languages that nobody in this country speaks. We have teachers of some of these languages that he continued. And he says, who would think that we would have languages that are from planets Mars? And guess what his seditionist, treasonous supporters did? They laughed. What was so funny about that, Trash Bait? Is this funny? You think it's funny to mock folks who are coming from a different country, as if Donald Trump himself isn't married to a migrant, right? But this is the kind of sick and twisted stuff that goes on in MAGA. They think everything is funny until it happens to them, right? So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Because clickbait and those like him, they need something to laugh at, right? They do? Well, guess what? I got something for you to laugh at. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put a pin in that right there. Join me in giving Donald Trump and his supporters what they rightfully deserve today on Super Tuesday. Because you know what's going on. You know exactly what's going on. Donald Trump himself is spiraling out of control. He's a modern day hypocrite, and he knows the end is near. Clickbait, I hope you really are paying attention, because once this guy gets locked away and sent to the back of the jail cell, I want that same energy. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump what he deserves. Another round of boos and shame. Yeah. See, what we do over here, ladies and gentlemen, is we tell the truth and then we shame the devil, all right? And I know they don't like it that I get out here and I tell the truth, but that's what we're going to continue to do, all right? Because guess what? I'd rather tell the truth and be realer than you than to be out here believing these nasty lies and spreading misinformation, sitting in the jail cell on behalf of Donald J. Trump. All right, now speaking of jail cells, we all know who this guy is, Kenneth Chesebro, one of the co-conspirators behind the big plot, all right, that Donald Trump put into place, all right, to try to stay and remain in power. It's, when Donald Trump says, Russia, if you're listening, find me those emails. When people say stuff like that, you always got to keep in mind, at a certain point in time, this is all going to backfire on them, right? Good morning, everyone. All right. Former President Donald Trump's legal strategist, Kenneth Chesebro, had an eyebrow-raising idea to help former President Donald Trump appease President Joe Biden after the January 6th riots at the United States Capitol. The odd advice appears in about 1,400 pages of emails and text messages and other documents released yesterday amid the settling of a civil lawsuit filed against Chesebro, another attorney, and 10 Wisconsin Republicans who posed as fake electors. All right, taking a deep dive into the filing and found some interesting surprises. Quote, despite his being present at the Capitol on January 6th and acknowledging that he caught a whiff of tear gas in the Capitol, Chesebro still thought Trump could make it blow over. He said he thought Trump could make it all blow over by inviting the Bidens over for coffee on inauguration morning. You think President Biden is going to forget what happened by giving him some coffee? What were you going to put in the coffee? They should get him on attempted you know what. I think this is what he says. I think the president can put this behind him if he invites Biden and Harris over for coffee on inauguration morning and attends the virtual inauguration, he wrote. He could lighten it up with a couple of well-placed jokes, like he wants to make sure Joe feels comfortable calling him for advice in the challenging days ahead, or he invited Joe over for coffee because he wants to be sure Joe invites him 4 years from now. Within 3 hours, Chesebro recognized January 6th for the fiasco it was, but not in the way you think. Instead, he blamed former Vice President Mike Pence for the deceitful conduct that led to chaos. Wow. This is how sick these folks are, ladies and gentlemen. This is how sick these folks are. They're going to engage in an insurrection, and then, after they did that, they're going to invite President Biden and Kamala Harris over to have some coffee just to try to make it look like it wasn't as bad as it was. This is what I mean. These folks, ladies and gentlemen, these are some sick and twisted individuals, right? So guess what we're going to do? Because we're not going to have coffee with you traitors. Absolutely not. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Join me in giving these Trump supporters what they rightfully deserve. All right? And you know exactly what it is. Another round of booze and shame. Get them out of here.
Silence! You Marcotte demon!
Yeah. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's the same show, just different account, all right? Don't worry about it. All right, let's move it along. All right, who do we got here? Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, you know who it is, our good friend Jack Smith. Thank you, Cynthia. All right, listen, Jack Smith made an interesting and smart comment to Judge Cannon, all right, Eileen Cannon. Special counsel Jack Smith is playing chess against Donald Trump's lawyers, and the game board is the calendar. During Friday's hearing in a federal court in Fort Pierce, Florida, the special counsel who is prosecuting former President Donald Trump in both his classified documents obstruction case as well as his January 6th election subversion case showed how scheduling a trial in the Docs case could have unspoken maneuvers at play. The issue was whether Trump is trying to schedule one trial to block another. The Washington Post, ladies and gentlemen, they dived into this and they said he was in court and took notice of Smith bringing up the issue in a crafty way, and he thought, wasn't that interesting and wasn't that smart? And that's when prosecutors, who in his words said U.S. District Court Judge Eileen Cannon said, look, if you agree with the defense, that this trial should begin in, let's say, August or late August or September. That may be a trick on the part of the defense's team to get a trial date so that if and when Trump loses the immunity argument before the Supreme Court, your trial date ends up blocking the D.C. case over the January 6, 2020 election. And it ends up being blocked to that trial going forward. So in sum, ladies and gentlemen, Trump's lawyers' alternative to waiting until the election might complicate the scheduling for the D.C. trial. The thinking here is Trump can buy enough time before he possibly becomes a GOP nominee and defeats President Joe Biden to then appoint an attorney general who tosses out the federal case. Notably, the 45th president has shouted to the hilltops that he's completely absolved of any kind of criminal prosecution. That claim was destroyed by the D.C. Court of Appeals decision. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Jack Smith, he's already let the cat out of the bag on Eileen Cannon. Listen, we know that Donald Trump is trying to play blackout, on the calendar because he knows, just like everybody else that's involved with what he's been doing, that he is what? He's guilty. Donald Trump is guilty, ladies and gentlemen, for a lot of things, all right? Especially what he did on January 6th. Good morning, Mickey Pete. So guess what we're going to do this bright and early, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, join me in giving Donald Trump what he deserves because he thought Jack Smith wasn't going to call him out. But Jack Smith did call him out on what he's doing, trying to lock up the calendar so that he can't be prosecuted before the election. All right? And it's not going to work. Join me in giving him what he deserves. Another round of booze and shame.
You never demon.
All right. And this is just an FYI, all right? This is just an FYI to those of you who are really into those polls. I would imagine there's a lot of folks out here who've been following the polls. I'll just say this. President Biden thinks Trump won't concede if he loses the election, all right? And he'll do anything to try to win. How many of you out there think that if Donald Trump loses, he'll walk away? Does anyone out there think that if Donald Trump loses, he'll walk away? All right. Does anyone out there think that if Trump loses, he'll just say, hey, you know what, Biden, you won, good job? You don't think so, Garvey? Wow. Yeah. So Biden is not he doesn't have dementia like they say. Biden is right. All right. And I want you all to really listen to this. Joe Biden says that Donald Trump will do anything. And, when somebody says they'll do anything, you got to really take it there in your mind and go, anything? Yeah. Donald Trump will do anything to try and win the 2024 presidential election and contest the outcome, no matter what the result is. Ahead of Super Tuesday, all right, a rematch of the 2020 election is putting the two men against each other, all right? And it's all but certain following Mr. Trump's domination of the Republican primaries. In a rare feature interview, all right, Mr. Biden said he believes he was the person best positioned to beat Mr. Trump at the national polls again. Quote, I'm the only one who's ever beat him, and I'll beat him again. This is what he said, adding rhetorically, if you thought you were best positioned to beat someone if they won, would change the nature of America, what would you do? Despite his confidence, ladies and gentlemen, there's all these people out there trying to say Biden is not going to be polling so well. But I got some bad news for you traders out there. You guys remember, you also said this about President Biden when he beat Donald Trump the last time, right? So guess what we're going to do? Number one, we're going to beat Donald Trump and defeat MAGA once again. All right, because MAGA trusts in those polls all of a sudden when they're in favor of Trump. MAGA believes the Supreme Court all of a sudden when it's in favor of Trump. But they have no idea that the end is near. Because listen, how is it that everybody Donald Trump backs ends up losing? Have you ever thought about this, you traders? How come everybody that he backs ends up losing? Do you think that he himself, because he's backing himself, Do you think he somehow is going to come out victorious? He's not. So guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen? Join me in giving loser Donald Trump and his supporters what they deserve. Right? They deserve this because they think Donald Trump is going to win, just like they thought the blue wave was going to be here. Remember the blue wave? Remember 22-380 and all these other lies and conspiracies they were promoting? And they never came. Guess what we're going to do? Join me in giving Donald Trump what he deserves. Another round of booze and shame. All right, and you know, I just want to add this, put this little cherry on top, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I apologize, but the picture isn't as big as I would like it to be. Keep it clean. Mark Cuban says that he would vote for Biden over Trump even if president were being given last rights. And I say this to you folks out there because there's a lot of people that believe what I believe. Thank you, Venus, for the subscription. Mark Cuban plans to vote for President Biden in November, even if the incumbent is on his deathbed. The billionaire entrepreneur and Dallas Mavericks minority owner said yesterday, quote, if they were having his last wake and it was him versus Trump and he was being given his last rights, I would still vote for Joe Biden, right? And I believe, ladies and gentlemen, this is the sentiment of millions and millions of Americans all across this country. We know what Donald Trump stands for, right? We know what his supporters stand for. They stand for evil. They stand for treason. They stand for SA, they stand for corruption. These aren't real Christians. These are hypocrites, right? These are liars, cheaters, and grifters, all right? So guess what we're going to do? We're going to join Mark Cuban, right? Because I feel the same way Mark Cuban, right? But we must give them what they deserve. People ask me, why do you give these folks booze and shame all day long, Zeus? Well, because it's clear the MAGA Republicans, they don't have any shame, right? And we got to give it to him. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump what he deserves. Him and his deranged supporters, his fake soldiers. Another round of booze and shame. Thank you, Mickey P, for the subscription.
You MAGA demon!
Silence your MAGA demons. All right, now let's move it along. I know we only got a little bit of time and open up the boxes. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all of you who came to the backup show. All right, it's important the message gets out there. Don't worry, I'll be back on the main one. I think this time next week. All right, but we're hanging in there. All right, you're doing all right out there, ladies and gentlemen. Are you doing all right out there? All right, listen. They might think they have done something, but they haven't done a single thing. Zeus will always remain number one out here, all right? Now, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody is more insulting to rural voters than Republicans. And I wanted to make sure, good morning, Miss Morningstar, and I wanted to make sure we make this crystal clear. Entire libraries worth of ink have been poured into an effort to understand, mythologize, and explain the behavior of white rural voters. Voters like clickbait, right? This is him. Why they are so attached to Donald Trump's rear end. I don't know why clickbait is so attached to Donald Trump's rear end. Does anyone? And perhaps the ways that voters and politicians in more cosmopolitan areas don't understand the suffering and anxiety in these places. But this may be missing the point. All right. What they're saying is, according to a political science professor, all right, in a new book called White Rural Rage: The Threat to Democracy, it's Republicans who have been infantilizing and condescending to these voters more than anyone else. Yeah, it's the Republicans who have been coming down hard on these folks like clickbait. All right. Nobody is more insulting to rural voters than the people who are giving them nothing and taking their votes. You hear me? Are you keeping up with this clickbait? Nobody is more insulting to you than, all right, the people who are giving you nothing and taking your votes. Ask yourself, clickbait, honestly, what is Donald Trump giving you? Oh my God, he's going to go home and cry after that one, right? They claim Democrats are insulting, but Democrats are doing something for them and getting none of their votes. But nothing's more condescending than getting votes and doing nothing in return, all right? All these people were educated, all right, at Harvard and Yale. They frankly laugh behind the backs of their own voters to some degree, right? Those are the people who are really insulting. There's an old DC adage about stabbing people in the front. Republicans look you right in the eye and stab you right in the front. One of the clearest recent examples of this, he noted, is Senator Ted Cruz, who faces re-election this year. Quote, they want to get mad at us, this book, and diss us as a couple of liberal professors who live in the DC area and went to fancy schools. That's fine. We can deal with it. But when Ted Cruz says, my pronouns are, this is what he says, my pronouns are kiss my, I don't want to say it, or you can't limit me to 2 beers, now he's more insulting. What he's saying is these voters like clickbait, are so easily won over by performative politics, I can reduce their core urges and reflexes to this. And I don't have to deliver a thing for rural Texas. I don't have to go to these counties. I don't have to live their experiences. I don't. I can go to Cancun on vacation and they'll still vote for me as long as I'll put on a flannel shirt and say, quote, my pronouns are kiss my blankety blank, and that's good enough for him to get reelected. Wow. You hear this? You hear this, Trump supporters? You hear this, traitors? You hear what he's saying? As long as he performs for you and says things you like to hear, he can take your money, but he's not going to do a single thing for you. So guess what we're going to do? Now that the cat's out of the bag, and if I'm wrong about it, please come in the box. All right, one of you, and please say Zeus. No, you're wrong, Zeus. Donald Trump has done this and that for me, or Ted Cruz has done this, or your politician and wherever you're at. They've done whatever they've done for you, all right? And I would love to hear what one of these MAGA Republicans have done for you. But most likely, you won't be able to do it. The only thing you'll be able to do is get in the box and start crying about President Biden. So guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen? Join me in giving the Republicans what they deserve, right? Because these folks don't deliver to their constituents at all. They don't. And yet their constituents still believe in them. This is some nasty cult-like stuff, folks. I've never seen anything like it. Join me in giving them what they deserve. Another round of booze and shame. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Oh, we got some. Oh, I forgot I had those emojis in here. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Guess where we're back. And then, we're going to get to the tail end and then open up those boxes. All right. Well, we already talked about Kenneth Chesebro earlier, but it looks like there's some more news about this deranged lunatic. All right. Kenneth Chesebro, ladies and gentlemen, more new messages come from one-time lawyer Kenneth Chesebro this week, showed him concocting wild scenarios aimed at blocking the certification of the 2020 presidential election that left a lot of people stunned. All right. The messages in question, ladies and gentlemen, they were flagged once again. All right. And these are about Donald Trump's last-ditch effort to overturn the election. In part, Chesebro walked through the mechanics of forcing the results of the 2020 election back to state legislators, in which he gamed how then, this is what he did. He gamed how then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi might try to block a vote in the House of Representatives. If each state gets one vote in the House, then Pelosi must take acting and cannot allow a vote because I believe the Republicans have more states. Am I right? One unidentified individual asked Chesbro. Yes, replied Chesbro. Republicans have 26 states. McConnell should not allow a vote either because Republicans electing Pence would look illegitimate. Would seem like Pence froze the process to become acting president instead of Pelosi, I mean. Chesbro then added that Republicans electing Harris would be a horror and argued that McConnell would need to protect his caucus from such a Hobson's choice. In reality, none of Chesbro's schemes came to pass after former Vice President Mike Pence concluded it would be blatantly unconstitutional for him to refuse to certify the results of the 2020 election. However, Pence's decision came at a cost, as Trump's loving rioters would subsequently violently storm the Capitol and force members of Congress to flee for their lives. So as you can see, no, I didn't say police, I said Pelosi. Cut it out, nasty trash bait. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have more evidence that Donald Trump was involved with planning the insurrection, all right, through his attorney, Kenneth Chesbro. These schemes, ladies and gentlemen, they never manifested, but guess what we have? We have the emails. We have the evidence, all right? And when you got the emails and you have the evidence, you know what they say? They say you got the smoking gun. And this is what we're going to use to convict Donald Trump, right? So guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen? Join me once again in giving Kenneth Chesbro what he rightfully deserves. Another round of booze and shame.
Silence! You Marcotte demon!
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, listen, we've now reached the pinnacle of the show, and you know what we must do. Let's get into some J6. All right, some J6 conversations. All right. If you don't like this part of the show, you know, it's like I say at the top of the show, right? This is what I say.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
Right.
if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right. Enter at your own risk. All right. So many of you know this is the part of the show that I take probably the most seriously. Good morning, April. What was that sound? Oh. All right. This is the part of the show that I take the most serious. All right. It's the fact that I understand Donald Trump is the modern day leader of the Confederate Army. All right. And we know his supporters are nothing more than his soldiers. All right. And on first of all, when Donald Trump lost to President Joe Biden, remember he lost to Joe Biden? He decided that he didn't feel so good about losing to Joe Biden. He got beat fair and square, and he got beat badly. He got beat very bad. And so what did Donald Trump do? He decided to instruct his soldiers. All right? He said, this is what he did. This is what he did. All right? And so he goes on to social media and he tells his soldiers, listen up. I lost to Joe Biden, all right, fair and square, and I'm not too happy about it. So what I need for you all to do, he's talking to his supporters, I need you to come to Washington, D.C. to attend an event that I'm calling Stop the Steal, all right? I'm going to be hosting it, all right? And I need you to meet me here. Bring everything that you have. If you have money, send that to me because I need this money, all right? But bring weapons, bring it all. We are going to stop Joe Biden from becoming president, all right? And what did his soldiers do? They obeyed his orders. They all did some crazy stuff. They jumped in the back of U-Hauls. They put on their khaki pants, right? They put on masks. It was during the pandemic too, which was kind of interesting, right? Because they were crying that they didn't want to put the mask on when it came to COVID, but they want to put the mask on when it comes to following Trump's orders, right? And this is what they did. So they get into the back of these U-Hauls. They borrowed cars. They all got in there. They brought weapons, tactical gear, tear gas. What else did they get? Pepper spray. They brought it all. They get to Washington, D.C. And I'll never, ever forget this. All right? These folks got to Washington, D.C. All right? And they went to go look for Donald Trump. All right? They went to go look for their leader. And they found him at the Ellipse. All right? And when they found him at the Ellipse, what did he do? He decided to encourage them to engage in acts of violence.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength and you have to be strong.
Right. So he instructed his soldiers to converge on the Capitol after he riled them up at the Ellipse. You heard it. So his soldiers began to march to the Capitol. And when they get there, there was a pivotal moment. They ran into their fellow soldier. His name was Ray Epps. You saw Ray Epps. And when they saw Ray Epps, you know what these traitors did? They go, oh no, Ray Epps he's feds. And they started chanting, feds. I've seen this in the footage. Mike Johnson or Kevin McCarthy, they didn't have to release this stuff. We all saw it with our own eyes. It's all on YouTube. So if you thought Ray Epps was the feds, why would you continue to break the law? See, this is the thing they don't understand. They tell on themselves, right? So they decided to ignore Ray Epps and descend upon the Capitol to break the law. These are some seditionists, treasonous traitors, right? And now that we are at the crime scene of Donald Trump's nasty crime scene that his soldiers created, let's talk about what one of them did that day, shall we? Let's talk about what one of them did. A jailed January 6th felon who lit the match at the Capitol wants out of 7-year sentence as other rioter penalties hang in the balance. He doesn't want to be in jail anymore. Think about that. Why don't you want the ultimate MAGA reward? After Guy Reffitt was convicted of storming the Capitol on January 6th while carrying a loaded firearm, he was sentenced to just over 7 years in prison. But now the Texas militia member wants to be released pending appeal and argues a controversial ruling involving a former Air Force officer turned rioter supports his claim. Reffitt filed a 6-page motion in the United States District Court of Columbia on March 2nd, stating the appeal of his 87-month sentence was necessary because the judge had unfairly overruled his objections to certain enhancement at his sentencing hearing in August. Specifically, he objected to the enhancement on the charge that he obstructed and interfered with the administration of justice when he breached the Capitol with fellow members of the mob of Donald Trump supporters. Reffitt urged the court to consider the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia's decision that found administration of justice statute did not include the counting of the Electoral College vote. That apparent ruling is the case of retired Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Larry Brock was unanimous. Brock, also of Texas, wore tactical combat gear, including a helmet and a vest. On January 6th, scooped up a pair of plastic flexi cuffs, while he marauded through the Capitol building and proceeded to rifle through senators' paperwork at their desk. Wow. Brock spent about 40 minutes in the Capitol as overwhelmed police tried to clear it of rioters. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison on both felony and misdemeanor charges, the minimum amount of time allowable under federal sentencing guidelines. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you see what we have right here on our hands? Two traitors. Ashley Babbitt is going to win the 2024 election. I don't know about that. What we have right here, ladies and gentlemen, are 2 traitors who are now begging the court to let them out of jail. They don't want to, listen, these folks, don't let them fool you. They don't want to get out of jail. I know these guys. They love being in prison because there's no other excuse to explain why they went to the Capitol other than they wanted that ultimate MAGA reward. So, nice try, but it's not going to work, you traitors. So guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen? This bright and early, all right, on a Super Tuesday, knowing we got these traitors sitting in a jail cell somewhere, crying, wishing they could get out, but they won't get out. Join me in giving them what they rightfully deserve. Another round of booze and shame. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to work. All right, silence you MAGA demons. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Since they've been arrested and they're sentenced and now they're begging for their life, let's give them what they deserve. Let's send them off the old-fashioned way.
I'd like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
You hear that? You hear what your general said to you, your president of your army, all right? He said, you don't represent this country, ladies and gentlemen. He said that you will pay. He said that he immediately deployed the National Guard. So all of those videos that you like to share with me that you're saying, well, Zeus, look at this, Zeus. Nancy Pelosi was responsible for the attack on the Capitol. You know how they like to send you those videos? No, Donald Trump made it crystal clear. It was him. He sent the National Guard. All right, this is what I keep telling you, Trump supporters. You're not that intelligent. You really aren't. You guys listen to a man that wakes up every morning. He paints himself orange. He does. He puts a bird's nest on his head. All right. Puts on a diaper. Puts on that nasty crumpled suit. The one he told you that he was going to cut up and sell you some pieces of it. He didn't do that. You believed he did it, but he didn't do it. He puts on that nasty crumpled suit and that red tie. He gets onto his social media platform and begins to give you all your next marching orders. All right, and this is sick stuff, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and these folks say that they're free thinkers. They're not free thinkers. You all ought to be ashamed of yourselves, all right, because you're out here making yourself look ridiculous. He's playing you like a fiddle. All right, how are you going to let this guy, the same one who told you to come meet him in Washington, D.C., he told you, come be there, be with me. He said, now, we're going to go to the Capitol. He told you that. And what did he do? Y'all went to the Capitol. And guess where he went? He went back to the White House. Yeah, and he hid. He watched you all on TV, just like we all did, do the crime. And then after you did the crime and you're doing the time, he tells you, you don't represent this country. But get this. I need you to do me a favor while you're in a jail cell. I need you to do me a favor before you get there. All right? Go ahead and send me all the money you have. And you all did it. This is some sick stuff, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the conclusion of the first part of the show, and it's now time to open up the boxes. I don't know how many people are going to join, but you know what? Let's do it, all right? You know what we came to do, all right? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the backup account, all right? And I'm going to tell you why. Like I said, nope. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting, too. We are on the backup account, all right? And you know exactly why. Because these folks out here are they think that they're really winning, but I'm finding out that MAGA knows that they're not winning, right? And this is coming from my experience dealing with them, all right? It really is. Oh, who do we have here? Oh my gosh. Good morning. How are you doing?
Hey, Zeus.
Hey, how's it going this morning, Star?
I'm good. Why it look so weird?
I know. I gotta change the layout. It looks like.
Yeah.
Switch.
Can you hear me
How
now?
about that? How
Okay,
about
cool
that?
beans. What's up, Zeus?
Good morning. How are you doing, Miss Morningstar? Let's go.
Oh man, I'm good. I'm getting ready for Super Tuesday, so I'm gonna make sure I get out there and put in my vote. As
Amen.
Black women, we are the leaders in making it happen. So
Amen.
I'll be doing my part today.
Okay.
Leaving work early to do my part.
All right.
So, how's it going for you, Zeus? I see I see they on your neck. They after you.
Well, the thing is, they know the end is near, and I didn't understand, but I do now. This morning's show is making them very uncomfortable out there on social media.
When you lie and you continue to follow a code and you continue to let this one person who has no common sense education, he's slowly falling into a stage of dementia as we can see it coming on to him.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what you get. This is the results of your actions, MAGA. You got to do better. Bottom line, you got to do better.
Yeah. Tell them.
I was just telling Straight Facts and them, I was on their live, the Queens and her and Boss Diva always representing. Yeah, my sisters. I was telling them, and I was telling her audience, this person, this animal they call Trump, is literally lying, telling his audience that he's getting calls from foreign leaders calling him Your Majesty.
Is that wow. Thank you,
yes.
Liz. Wow.
And he's such a narcissist. And he's such a nobody. His whole life he hasn't been anybody. He just been dependent on this money, and we taking that's going away soon.
That's going away. Right.
It's adding up every day.
Have you seen the GoFundMe lately? How much money has it raised?
From what I've seen, it's been stuck at like 1 million something. It's been stuck. They ain't got no more.
Oh, so that means Clickbait donated all of his money and no one else
I guess so. Yeah, Clickbait gave him all his money. He better go clean some more Airbnbs real quick, because I'm telling you, I don't know what y'all gonna do, because y'all real short.
Oh my God. Clickbait. Y'all real short, and we ain't talking about just your height, Clickbait.
We ain't talking about just that, Clickbait. Y'all showed on the money. Y'all ain't gonna be, because guess what? Every day it's interest added to this this bill, and then we got Miss Carol. She gonna get her bag on the 7th. Yeah, she's supposed to get her bag on the 7th, and if you don't come through through with the money, we gonna be doing some repos.
Oh, it's repo season.
It's repo season.
Wow.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing the boot go up on the plane that he loves to fly. I'm looking forward to the boot. I'm looking forward to the boot.
Me too. I think it's gonna.
Yeah.
I think the boot is right around the corner too. All right.
I think so too, Zeus. I'm just looking forward to him losing it all because he absolutely deserves to lose it all.
Well, a lot of people, Miss Morningstar, they say that you're being a little too harsh about this.
No.
Don't you think this is a weaponized DOJ, a witch hunt?
You know what? And if it is, let's get him.
Let's get him.
Let's get him. Let's get him. He is the most crooked. He is the most crooked president we've never seen anything like this in our lifetime.
Yeah.
Never. We've never seen this, and we don't want to continue to be part of this kind of rhetoric, this type of idolization of America. This is not America, you know. And this particular person, he wants to be the controller of this particular. He wants to be the controller of this country. We're not doing it.
Yeah,
we're not doing it.
We're not.
Zeus, we got to get him out of here. And that's why I encourage everybody, if you have not went out and put in your vote today, go out there, vote in the primaries. We have to show up at the box. We have to show out. They are so happy about their little Colorado win, in which we didn't even file the paperwork for. They fighting against their own folks, and they don't even realize it.
Yeah. You know, the Colorado thing, like I said, we all expected that, right? We all knew that. But for the sake of what they did the right thing. They determined that he had participated in an insurrection, and they said he needs to be taken off the ballot.
Yeah, and they did their job. And that's what happens when you're a crook and you're out here criming.
Now, are you going to go storm the Supreme Court, Miss Morningstar? Are you going to try to take the law into your own hands and engage in any retribution?
Absolutely not.
You see the difference?
I believe in people who are qualified to do their job and have went through the proper channels to do their job should be allowed to do the work. Bingo. And if you can't do the work, then we will fire you. He does not work for us. I mean, we do not work for them. He works for us. And we fired him.
Yep.
And, you know, he just can't get that through his thick bird nest head ass. Excuse me, Zeus. I'm sorry.
I got that. Okay.
Yeah, get that, Zeus. He just can't get it through. He can't get it through. You know, Diaper Don is lost in the sauce, and we got to get him out. We don't want nothing else to do with him. We don't want to see him no more.
Exactly.
It's over, MAGA.
It's over. Tell him, Miss Morningstar.
It really is.
I love
All right, Zeus. Well, you know, keep holding it down in the kingdom.
Right,
and everybody, please get out and vote today. Make your voice be heard. We got work to do.
Amen.
All right.
Thank
See y'all.
you. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
kingdom.
let's give it up to Miss Morningstar. No lies detected. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move it on. All right. What do you want? Clickbait. What are you looking for? Clickbait.
Urkel, did you get banned again, bro?
What did you come in to say? I'm just curious.
What? Why do you keep getting banned? It's for misinformation.
Oh, so you want to come in here and tell me how to run my show? Is that what it is?
No. You spread misinformation. That's why you got banned.
What did I lie about?
Everything.
Name one thing.
You lied about what Trump. You lied about what Trump said about January 6th just about 10 minutes ago.
What part? I must have missed it. I must not have been paying attention.
Where you said that he called all his people and said, "Hey, Joe Biden beat me. I need you to all gather up your things and head to the Capitol." Those aren't the words he said.
Well, how would you describe it in your words?
Those aren't the words he said.
Well, how would you describe it in your words? What really happened then after he lost? Did he? Because he lost, right?
You mean after the rigging? Is that what you mean?
So you still believe the election was rigged, right?
No, 1,000,000%.
Huh?
1,000,000%.
Oh, okay. Well, guess what? What I'm going.
Did they hide the Hunter laptop? Did they say the Hunter laptop was Russian disinformation? Did they say there was 51 ex-CIA agents and intel agents that said it was Russian disinformation when they knew it was a lie? Did the FBI say it was a lie when they knew it wasn't?
So you're peddling Russian misinformation this bright and early too, clickbait,
No,
right?
I'm not,
I mean, where do you get this nonsense from?
The Democrats said it was Russian disinformation. That's what your go-to is. It's always
No. Where did you get that from?
Russia. What are you talking about? Joe Biden said it was Russia.
Where did you get that from?
Joe Biden said it was Russia.
What was Russia?
Joe Biden said the laptop was Russian disinformation, my man.
Well, you know it was, right?
No, we all know it wasn't.
Well, how did they get that information?
We all know it wasn't.
How did they get the information?
Crackhead Hunter Biden left his laptop for someone to work on.
Okay, well, I'll say this
That's
to
what
you,
he
and
did.
then I'll say this, clickbait. I'll say this.
You're always wrong.
I say this, ladies and gentlemen. The dog, clickbait, go back to the dog.
Silence! You Marcotte demon!
As you can tell, ladies and gentlemen, clickbait, he suffers from Zeus derangement syndrome, right? I mean, this guy he's on some nasty stuff. Here we are, 4 years out. Joe Biden is currently in the White House, right, as the president, and this guy still thinks the election was rigged. Who raises these animals, clickbait and the likes, right? Who raises these folks, all right? Yeah, he has Zeus derangement syndrome. Good morning, Miss Boss Diva. How are you doing?
Good morning, Zeus. I don't know why you brought me up after that MAGA demon.
Hey, let's go. It's time to clean up, right?
Oh my goodness. That is just the worst follow-up I can possibly go behind. I mean, oof. All right,
Well,
anybody got some disinfectant, some,
Let me go ahead
spray?
and let me get. I got some sanitizer,
Some Lysol.
and some holy water. Let's get
And
some holy water.
Yes, indeed.
Right, Lisa? But Miss Boss Diva, can't you tell clickbait has Zeus derangement syndrome?
Oh, yes. He's absolutely obsessed with you. That's for sure. He got Zeus jungle fever. And some, I don't know. There's a lot of things going on with Tricky Dicky. That's why Tricky Dicky's Tricky Dicky.
Tell him.
But yeah, so the MAGAs are really, really upset, and I don't understand why. I mean, they celebrate, and then they are angry. I mean, how does make it make sense, Zeus? Like, I don't understand. Like, do you go to a party and be angry?
Not me.
Okay, I didn't think so.
You go to a party, you're supposed to turn up, right? You're supposed to enjoy yourself. It's a celebration.
Right. Exactly. Turn up is the key phrase.
Yeah.
But what they do is they want to come in and try to set you up and, trigger you and, say things that you might, that they think you might respond to, and then mass report you. Harassment and bullying and all of this.
Oh, have you gone through anything like that, Miss Boss Diva?
Yeah. Of course I do. Zeus,
nasty.
All the time. They always try to target me, but Maggot, you would never ever silence my voice, man. I don't care how deep it is. I don't care how manly it sounds. I don't give a dang on what it sounds like to you.
Hey, man, let's go.
It's always going to be vocal on this here good app, one way or the other, by any means necessary. Like my bestie say at the end of her show. So
facts. Tell them.
The one thing that you guys got to understand is that this is not a victory in the sense that you think it's a victory. Oh. You know what I mean? Okay, so the Supreme Court sided with him in the regard of putting him on the ballot, keeping him on the ballots or whatnot.
Yeah. Keep the
but
game
what you
going.
got to understand is that they ascertained that he absolutely committed insurrection.
That's
he
the part.
absolutely participated in the insurrection. They did not dissent from that. And I know these are big words for you, MAGA, but you know what? Collectively, we're all intellectuals in here, minus y'all. Oh,
Clickbait, they did.
Tricky Dicky. You better go read, little boy, okay? Go read. Y'all like to come in people's lives and call them boy. Little boy. Go read, okay? And I can spell READ Tricky Dicky. That's what I can spell. How about that?
Yeah.
I read you for 4 hours straight.
Oh.
And your stupid behind stayed for all of that slaughter. Just ridiculous. Yeah, just ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, the Supreme Court absolutely, sidestepped that.
Yeah.
They didn't say, oh, well, he did not. The grounds of our decision is because he did not participate in it. No, they didn't say that.
No.
They just said we're going to leave him on the ballot.
Yeah.
Because really and truthfully, I'm going to tell y'all something.
Go ahead, break it down.
The rest of y'all, the Supreme Court really wants to see the demise of Trump. Okay.
You going to take it there? You
think
so?
Yeah. I think so. Everybody has an ulterior motive, right?
Yeah.
It's like, we always got to check our motives before we make a move, right? Mm-hmm. And so if they give him immunity, they give him total immunity, right?
Yeah.
They understand that as a king, he can just remove them. Like, they can just be token. They basically are tokens for him at this point. And
right.
I think most of the Supreme Court, which was like a 5-4, was it a 5-4 on the, I think it was on the insurrection part where, he absolutely committed. But I'm saying that they are a little bit skewed in when it comes to power. Mm-hmm. They don't want their own power to be removed. And they know installing a dictator, they know what a dictator is. They know what a dictator does.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Contrary to popular belief that they are a bag of rocks on the Supreme Court. But really and truthfully, they're not going to do that at all.
Yeah.
So they gave him this little win or whatever. Okay, Trump, all right, let's make you happy. But at the end of the day, they're not going to side with him about this immunity. They're not. And that's the most important thing. That's what's going to get him, his cases eradicated in that regard. Right? Quote unquote. They're just going to disappear, poof.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know what? Y'all can take it, but, you can't dish it out, right?
Yeah,
you can dish it out, but you can't take it. And every time we, come on our platforms and speak these facts, you guys always got something to say. You want to be damper Donnies and tear up the party, but it's not going to happen, man.
It ain't going to happen.
We celebrating even though you think we losing. So
anyway, exactly, spot on.
Stupid MAGA. But anyway.
Tell them, Boss Diva.
I heard my Bill Zeus.
Yeah.
They just get on my nerves. I'm gonna have somebody
don't
else.
Don't let them get on your nerves. Don't let them get on your nerves.
Takesha, make sure you get Tricky Dicky when you come up here. I know you in the box, girl. When you get him. Get him. Because he is just a total. Anyway. All right. Love you, Zeus. I'm out of here.
All right. Love you too. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Miss Boss Diva. Yeah. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have an overwhelming amount of truth coming out of this live once again. I'm not really too concerned because one thing I do know is that what is it? Come March 25th, all of these traitors, they will be crying. All right, Alvin Bragg. He's going.
Okay, hold on. Can't hear you. Give me a second.
Shay.
See if it works.
Are you there? Can you hear me? Shay, are you there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Sorry. Yeah.
So what did you?
Amanda Rose taught me Yeah, so Amanda taught me how to do this, and it usually works, guys. So this weird glitch that's happening. So what you do? Yes, there you go. Miss Boss Diva's got it right there, guys. Read her comment. So what I did is I just kind of scrolled up to find my music app, and then I go in and click to play my music, turn it off, and come back in. And that usually fixes the audio issues.
Oh, so, wow. Okay, well, listen, there you go. There you go.
So, yes, hopefully this will be fixed soon. But I'm just curious, these people often talk about Biden and that he's, can't speak, but,
Did you just see Maduro in Venezuela? It's unbelievable. Did you just see Maduro in Venezuela? It's unbelievable.
Wow.
Did you just see Maduro in Venezuela? It's
what is that? What is that trash bait? What is he saying? Trump supporters? What is he saying?
Yeah, it's weird to me because
Malfunctioning.
yeah, he's completely malfunctioning. I mean, it's really sad. There's a lot of people are like something's going on with him, like it's bad. And just over the weekend too, he said that Putin doesn't respect Obama. I mean, it just, the guy keeps confusing Biden and Obama because he's massively obsessed with Obama. He always
Yeah.
like, it's crazy to me. So I sit here and go, the guy can't say Venezuela. There's another clip where he's just trying to say something and he just goes into going, and blah, blah, ha.
Wow.
I mean, it's like so crazy to me. Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But the main thing I wanted to come in, and I don't know, obviously most Trumpers are not politically savvy.
Right.
They voted for Trump. So we know they don't know anything about politics, but I'm just curious how they're going to win the national race, right? Because you've got Laura Trump, who possibly will become the new RNC chairman.
Right.
Literally telling Republicans, if you do not support Trump, get out of the party.
Does that increase the base or does that shrink the base?
It shrinks the base. And I have already seen a lot of Republicans, throughout X and different things saying, okay, fine.
Wow.
Because that is, they're realizing that, this is the TNC, right?
Yeah,
it's no longer the RNC, it's the TNC. And you don't have enough, right? So you have 30%, actually under them, but I'm going to give it 30%. I think it's now at 23% registered Republicans, right?
Right.
7% registered Democrats. The rest, we're now up to 50% independents, right?
Wow.
So if you take 23% of the voting population, which I think the voting population is under 40% of Americans, because a lot of people say, 50% of Americans wanted him. No, because less than 40% of Americans even vote. So then you take 23%, I'm sorry, it's math class. Then you take 23% of that, less than 40%, and you've got the amount of Americans that may or may not vote for Trump. If you think he's reached across to independence in his behavior over the last 3 years, you are kidding yourself. You're absolutely kidding yourself. And you have to understand that the numbers aren't there. And then when you sit there and you don't reach across the aisle and try to entice people, and then you put up a bunch of AI pics with black people around him.
Oh, I saw that.
Did you see those?
Yeah, I saw that, and I said only a fool would fall for this.
Oh, 100%. It's absolutely absurd. Yeah. So why is he doing AI pics? Because yes, you may have one or two like Tim Scotters out there, but outside that, no, he's not attracting any of these bases because the economy is getting stronger and stronger. And so you have to understand that, in the end of the day, whether you look at polling or not, it doesn't matter up until we get real close, like up until August, because things really shift.
Yeah.
Like you guys overturned Roe v. Wade. Boom, you got slammed in 2022.
Tell him, Shay.
So this is really interesting. And so we've got the first trial coming up.
Tell him.
We got the first criminal trials, the first president ever be put on trial for criminal 34 felony counts, right?
Yeah.
So, his first time.
And this seems to be an airtight case, even though they tried to say it's a weak case. I don't think it's going to be that weak.
No, it can't be weak. I mean, listen, you shouldn't go after anyone unless you have an airtight case. But if you think they're going to go after Trump without having the goods, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way this isn't airtight. So it's going to be really interesting. And although Snuggles is all excited about it, it's not about just Stormy Daniels.
Oh, no.
It's about election interference. Let's be real clear with this trial.
Real election interference.
Real election interference. So be careful. So they were so mad. We were laughing last night how mad they were yesterday.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's crazy to me. I'm like, you supposedly got a big victory that you were excited about against your own party, which is kind of funny. You're like, all of it. You know what they're mad about? I think they're mad that we weren't flipping out, that we weren't lying.
Oh,
is
that what we were supposed to be doing? We were supposed to be upset.
Oh, we were supposed to be so upset.
Oh.
They didn't take him on the ballot. Now we're going to lose. We're going to lose because they didn't take him off the ballot. No, we don't care.
Yeah, right. We all know it's kind of in our best interest to keep him on the ballot, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Don't tell nobody that, but we knew that. Come on.
Yeah, because we got enough of these idiots like clickbait.
Yeah.
They're gonna claim rigged when he beats him again. So it doesn't matter. So the best thing is to leave him on the ballot, so at least that narrative isn't being pushed.
Yeah, but they didn't say he wasn't an insurrectionist, so that's still par for the course.
No,
he's an insurrectionist.
He is an insurrectionist. There were 3 of the Supreme Court justices. Absolutely, he did do this, but they even should go to Congress. And not to the states or not to, because it is a federal election. So
yeah.
So Congress does need to hold that. And that's all that was. So so it'll be interesting. But anyway, I think I've talked long enough, but
all right.
Keep your heads up, guys, that we're doing okay. Keep doing the work out there because they're mad. You know why they're mad? Because they know they're losing.
Bingo.
They know
exactly.
It's the only reason that can explain their behavior right now.
Exactly.
So,
all right.
Anyway. All right. Love you, Zeus. Good to see you.
All right. Love you too. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful stage. No lies detected. Jesus Christ. All right, ladies and gentlemen, who do we got next? I see you, Brother Lex. Welcome to the show. All right. Good morning. Straight facts. How are you doing?
What's going on with you, Zeus? Glad to be in the kingdom this morning.
Thank you.
I see they got you this morning, huh?
They
night,
did.
Huh?
They did. They are so angry with Zeus. Can you believe this? I mean, these folks, I've never seen people who said they were proud to be winning crying after winning. Like, I've never seen it.
Right. They proud to be winning, but guess what? What they don't realize, and Shay is absolutely correct, what we're seeing with Trump underperforming, even with his rigged polls say, is that you have Republicans that are coming out and saying that they will not vote for Trump. This looks bad for Trump in the general elections.
Yeah.
And they know it.
Yeah.
They absolutely know it. I also want to bring to everyone's attention that I'm left-handed, so I look at things backwards sometimes. And what I mean by that is that this ruling, as Boss Diva said, did not even touch on the fact that Trump is an insurrectionist. He engaged in an insurrection. So that they didn't need to talk about that because what's known doesn't have to be discussed.
Bingo.
But I also want to say that keep in mind that every time they come down with a decision, it actually is going to affect the president that's in the office right now. And that's Biden. So I hope you guys don't forget that because, hey, listen.
Yeah.
When they said that you can't take a president off of the state ballots, that includes Biden as well. And other president that comes into play. And I'm going to tell you something. I had told my people earlier that, they weren't going to take Trump off the ballot because I can hear the arguments, and I heard what Clarence Kunis said. So we know that they weren't going to allow the states to take Trump off the ballot, and we're happy about that. Contrary to popular belief, because we know for sure that we can beat Trump because we already beat him before.
Bingo.
Exactly. So you guys are up here hooping and hollering, talking about it's a win. Okay, I'm going to let you think it's a win for right now until it comes a time when we have a president that you guys would like to take off the ballot and you won't be able to do it. All right. And then let's move to this immunity thing that you guys are waiting for.
Right.
That's going to be a win for us as well because I look at it like this. If they grant Trump total immunity, they're granting Biden total immunity as well. So what that means is that if Biden decides to weaponize the government, then there's nothing, absolutely nothing that you guys can do about it.
Nothing.
So you might as well just shut right on up about weaponizing the government.
Amen.
And he can go ahead and pardon Hunter Biden.
Amen.
He can go ahead and unalive Trump and stay in office as long as he'd like.
Ooh.
Kamala can just ignore the electoral count and the ceremony on January 6th, and we can just continue on.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that they think applies to Trump will apply to Biden. So we know that they're going to grant some immunity to Trump, but not total immunity.
Yeah.
You guys wake up and smell the coffee.
Yeah.
There is no winning on you guys' side. You guys haven't won since 2016. So you guys need to stop and read the room. I'm going to say this last bit before.
Go ahead and get him.
Trick date eats cooter face. And we don't care how mad you get, because cry more, MAGA. I got a cup for you. All right.
All right.
Y'all
All
have
right.
a wonderful rest of your day, Kingdom.
All right. All right. You too, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Straight Facts. No lies detected. And you heard that, trash bait. Wow, these folks out here, I tell you, listen, thank you, Straight Facts. Wow. Yeah, so this is what you see right now, this bright early, ladies and gentlemen. This is a show up for us. We're not sweating the small stuff, all right? We really aren't. The truth of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, that the end is near for MAGA. Good morning, Brother Lex. Nice to see you. Thank you, Tara. Good morning, Lex. How are you doing, my brother? Oh, you styling and profiling up in here. Okay, let's go. What you got, brother? Oh, listen. I mean, listen. I see what you're doing without saying what you're doing.
Oh, I'm cold. It's chilly in there this morning.
No, okay. Is that what we call it?
You know something? For them to go after you as well as you conduct your show is pathetic. And then you got I see clickbait's on here, and clickbait. I got one word for you. Pathetic. That's what you are. You're pathetic. You're down there chirping in the comments. You're pathetic. I bet the last woman you were around was probably your mama.
Oh, that's a, we're gonna call that one.
And you know what's so sad is he comes.
That's funny. But what did you say? What makes it so sad in your from your vantage point, right? Because
they come on here and they push these. I heard him spew out a bunch of stuff that plainly would just prove he's talking about the laptop. And then he said that not a Russian agent, not a Russian. The person that bought them that information got arrested for what? Being a what?
A Russian spy.
Yep. So, I mean, Zeus, man, I swear, dude,
it's like we're living in the twilight zones to a certain degree, right? I mean, they openly support Vladimir Putin. We have folks in Congress who are literally peddling Russian disinformation with American taxpayer dollars. They're getting paid to do their job, but instead they're working for Russia. I've never seen anything like this.
You know what? If you brought clickbait up right now, you would have to push all kinds of toilet sounds with me. It sound like a bathroom in a Buc-ee's rest stop.
Yeah.
That dude, clickbait, you need to go get some education or read. If you can read something. Or you know what? I will start a GoFundMe to get you a CNC.
Oh, really? That's an offer you can't refuse, Trash, because he says he's a millionaire, but he probably he probably has bought an education, I would suppose, from maybe Trump University.
He says he's a millionaire?
Yeah. He attended Trump University. All right. Graduated with honors. Highest honors possible. All right. Expert. No. What did you get your degree in at Trump University? Clickbait. What did you get your degree in? Please let us know. I forgot what Trump was selling that day. What was he offering? What did he sell it to you for? Oh, he doesn't want to. He's being humble.
I said the states don't have to count Trump votes, which I offer you a caveat that they don't. if you go read in bylaws and you do deep research, just because somebody got up there and said that wasn't true, doesn't necessarily mean what I was saying was unfactual.
There you go. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't. Well, why are you here? I mean, when I leave here, I'm going to do stuff. But you constantly are hanging around harassing these creators and pushing narratives that aren't true. You tell a lie every day. And then this is what I was going to land with. Okay.
Go ahead.
Trump is wanting to install Lord Trump into RNC.
Yeah.
And clickbait, you can't laugh at me. You just can't laugh. You know something, dude? I have no time for you. Another thing about the millionaire.
Don't give him any time. He's at the bottom of the barrel. All right. If the barrel had a bottom, he's at the bottom of the bottom.
You know, it's something about him saying he's a millionaire. Game recognized game. But I'm gonna push on from that. Lord Trump being installed in the RNC. Trump hiring all his children. Wanting to change the Constitution, and he's trying to be a monarchy of the United States, which is not going to happen because we got rid of that in the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
And his voter base, the ones that are supporting him, are the idiots and the fools and the bottom of the barrel. There's a whole set of the Republican Party that are getting ready to not vote for him or vote against him because they want this country's democracy, which this country was built on democracy, however negative it may be, taken away. So we've been trying to instill this little lesson of democracy around the world to allow people to live free, right?
Yeah.
So, clickbait, you tell me I ain't got no game. Have you ever dated an NBA cheerleader before? I'd say not. You ever had dinner with Tyra Banks?
Well, you know, here's the thing, Lex. Clickbait, he lives at home with his mom in the basement, and everything that he says, he's imagining it, right? He kind of likes to take on other people's personalities and then say that's his lifestyle, but it's not true. We've seen it over and over. I wouldn't let this guy get you worked up, all right, brother Lex?
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, God.
Okay, first of all, hold on 1 second.
You never know where we're going.
You see what's in my driveway? Can you see that?
Uh-oh, clickbait, what do you got on that? Clickbait.
Okay. Yeah, clickbait, he's talking shit, right? Look,
Jesus Christ, ladies and gentlemen, we're going
if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this the right way, right?
Well, somebody's feelings are about to get hurt today, and ladies and gentlemen, I believe it's clickbait's because I know clickbait won't do this. We've seen Ange. Have we seen clickbait's House of Cards? Have we seen his House of Cards before? We've seen it before.
Okay, so listen. Can you hear that? You know what that is?
I can't hear. I didn't hear. What was that?
Okay. This is my backyard.
Oh, that's a spread for your you know what. Oh, my God. You know, clickbait doesn't have all that right there. Is that a bench out there, too? Oh, my God. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at all that land. How many acres are we talking?
It gets really pretty in the summertime. Whenever
Yeah.
I just feel like that,
So clickbait, is this making you feel a little uncomfortable, a little smaller than you were feeling at the top of the show, clickbait? Because I would hate for you to feel small. Actually, I wouldn't. There you go. Oh my God, he's crushing it. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
It seems like clickbait's a little upset. Here, let me return back to the house so I can get set up.
He's been mighty quiet and mighty silent.
Oh, 1 second. We're back here.
DJ. He said he's too busy cleaning the Airbnbs. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. We've taken a little detour. Now we're back in the studio.
Okay, so he said, what did he say?
No, you've silenced the MAGA demon, Lex. So I think clickbait is some.
See, the thing is whenever somebody talks, I like to show black excellence.
Yeah.
And I like to be a person that reaches out to people and tries to help people. What's the car? It's an AMG, a Mercedes.
There you go.
So,
clickbait doesn't know how to spell that.
House with vinyl siding sitting on 40-something acres of property. Okay.
Yeah. Clickbait doesn't know how to spell Mercedes.
You know what that is?
Uh-oh.
Now, I mean, I can make it worse.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I think we've humiliated this nasty individual quite a bit this morning. All right, brother.
Well, I don't mean to flex. I'm not going to show you my house because then you might want to come down here and then you will leave probably in a bag and feet.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, we get it. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Brother Lex. Oh my God. So I think that's a good example of folks thriving under President Biden. Can we say thriving under Biden, ladies and gentlemen? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep it going. Oh my God. Look at the show's a little off the rails, but we're getting there. All right. Good morning, Ange. How are you doing? I see you, Venus. Good morning, Ange. How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm all right. Just another day in the kingdom, tending to the affairs as usual.
I see Trash Bait found you.
Oh yes, he's always. Oh.
Always finds you. It's so weird. Like you're massively obsessed with Zeus.
Wow. This picture always makes me laugh because you know what he was doing the night before. You know this picture right there, and he got what is that? A bag of dimes in his pocket?
I think so. He's cleaning condos on this particular day. Today. He's probably about to clean Mr. Nice Felon's jail cell.
Oh, DJ, let's go.
I hope that was for me and not that Trash Bait, but it probably was for Trash Bait because he needs all the money he can get. I'm not going to do this tit for tat BS. You know, when you have money, a lot of people just don't talk about it, you know, and money isn't everything, Trash Bait. Because a lot of people over here have something you will never have, and it's called class. Ooh. Because you are a whole ass piece. Oh, all right. You know, you get the point. That's what you are. All you got is your blueberries, and you've got this big black truck with a lift kit trying to make up for what you don't have down there. Oh. That's all you're trying to do. You do not have anything that Zeus has. You're a complete moron. Nobody likes you except for Mr. Nice Felon. Nobody. Literally on this app, you are a freaking joke. And I wasn't going to come up here just to roast you because Takesha will take care of that. But it's just awfully funny to me that here you are on Zeus's backup account. So you're clearly following him. I don't want to hear TDS. It's ZDS with you. Take your little Wally World sweatpants and your friggin' tire around your waist. And I wouldn't usually body shame, but I see you out here with your microaggressions, trashing everybody. And most often, you're not going after the men, you're going after the women. You misogynist piece of, and you tell me you're married for 32 years happily. You ain't got no wife. Nobody wants to touch you. Nobody's around you. And somebody's talking about, oh, don't make jokes about, you know, his own mom doesn't want him because you know what? I'm the one that said it. But he makes jokes about people's parents that aren't even here anymore because they're unalive. So you are sick. You don't have what we have. We have class. We have more than you. I don't give a rat's behind about your money. And that's all I got. I'm going to drop. I'll let Takesha get a hold of him.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Ange. You know what that was called? You know what that was called?
Fatality.
That's a fatality for your behind, clickbait. Clickbait, listen up. Do us all a huge favor. Don't type another thing in the chat, clickbait. Do us all a huge favor. Really, I need you to just sit down, sit back, and focus for a second. All right? All right? Because it's over. You really do need to sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast. I didn't know we would have to give nasty clickbait so much attention today. But I guess it's warranted. Good morning, Takesha. How are you?
Hey Zeus, how are you?
All right. How are you feeling? Are you okay? I don't want you to push yourself now. I don't
I'm
want you
coming along, Zeus, you know.
All
I'm really
right.
getting bored cracking on clickbait. I mean, it's only so much cracking you can do. Ange then body shamed him. He shamed his own body by showing it. He looks a hot mess. And I've asked him several times to just wear orange sweatpants because those gray sweatpants are not representation of what he has and who he is. Now, Mr. Lex has come and shown everything they have. Clickbait, you got that big black Ford Tonka truck, and that's for the cleaning supplies. And then you ran around probably today because gas, you know, you can't buy gas. You're probably on a ride lawnmower. Going from, you know, apartment to apartment getting your cleaning up on. But leave people alone, clickbait.
Yeah.
I said I wasn't going to even talk about you no more.
Tell
But
'em.
you make it so easy for people to talk about you. You're ugly. Your body is all built. You built like a Ford. You just built bad. You just built like a transformer, like your body just go every which way. But you can bend your body in it. You look a mess, clickbait. A whole mess. You keep following Zeus like Toto do Dorothy through the Wizard of Oz trying to find the yellow brick road.
Wow.
Leave these folks alone. Stop talking about women. We don't want you. You know good and well you ain't married. There is no woman that's looking at you 32 years looking like that and still around. Stop the lies, clickbait. After you got naked on your wedding night, the annulment papers was on the dresser the next morning. Cut it out, clickbait. You're not married. Nobody wants you. You don't even want yourself. You try to bathe in a towel because you don't even want to see yourself naked. Your body looks a mess. So, yeah, she's not body shaming you. You shame your own body going out looking like you look, clickbait. Cut it out. You don't have a big house. You're not a millionaire. You're running from live to live, trying to find entertainment because nobody likes you. You don't even like you. You know what? They probably wouldn't have overturned Roe versus Wade if you had to just put your picture up because you are the poster child for abortion. You look a mess. When you was born, the doctor slapped himself and said, that's just how bad you look. He slapped himself because he couldn't believe that he had just delivered something looking like you. Clickbait, let it go. Leave people alone.
Wow.
Just cut it out. Just cut it out, clickbait.
Wow. Wow.
Now, enough is enough.
Enough is enough. Please.
Leave him alone. Where's Jimmy?
Oh, he doesn't. I guess he's not on this account.
Jimmy not in here?
No. I should have told
you
him.
You look for Jimmy tomorrow because I got to get Jimmy.
Okay.
Didn't I promise Jimmy I was going to get him?
You did.
Okay, I got to get Jimmy when he in. I don't like talking about folks when they ain't in here now.
Okay.
But that was for you, clickbait. Now, you have a great day, clickbait.
All right.
I'm going to go and lay down because I'm not feeling well.
Well, listen, get some rest, all right? But I think you hurt his feelings today. I don't see how he can recover.
No, he hurt my feelings by putting them pants on and letting us get a sneak peek of what he looked like. That hurt my
Really,
feelings.
Ange?
I'm still taking ibuprofen.
Wow. Well, listen. Hang in there and we'll get through this, all right? We will, but I think he's done. As far as I'm concerned, you know what it was?
Fatality.
It's over.
All right, Zeus.
All right.
Bye, sweetie.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Takesha. You got flagged, Ange. Oh my God! Listen to this. These folks, ladies and gentlemen, are on their last. All right, they're struggling. All right, because they just can't deal with reality. But we're not going to stop bringing the truth, ladies and gentlemen. We are not going to stop. All right. Good morning, Venus. How are you doing?
Sis?
Hey, how are you doing, Venus?
I'm good. Let me get on live here.
Huh?
Let me get the picture. I gotta show you something.
It's always interesting when you come into the live. I never know what you're gonna do. Oh, there you go, beautiful Venus.
Okay. Now I wrote this down so I don't forget anything.
Yeah.
Look at this. I made this hat. It's full of Magateers with the 1, 2, 3 vote. I voted. 3 strikes, you're out.
Oh, go! Let's go!
I got the lion painted, and it's full of Magateers.
Oh, where did you get those tears from, Venus?
It's my art.
Oh,
I'm selling the hat for 8 payments of $49.99. The hat is only $19.99.
Oh,
I'm not
wait.
So I need my commission.
Did you say 8 payments of $49.99?
That would be correct.
Okay, but that's like $50. But when you put the 99 on there, it makes it look like it's even more of a steal because the 99 makes me think it's not quite the 50. So 8 payments times 50. That's like what, almost $450, right? Or $400, right? That's $400.
Yeah.
Wow.
The hat was only $19.99, but I need my commission.
Oh, well, listen. Okay. Well, that's one heck of a markup that you have, Venus. Are they made in the United States or where are you getting them from?
Well, I've got the only hat, but I can make copies.
Does it say love on the beak of the hat?
Oh, it does.
Oh.
With the karma.
Oh, wow.
In the 3 strikes, I voted for Biden.
You did?
So
All right, congratulations.
Get on here and talk mess. We can do this.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, that is incredible. That is amazing. And how long does it take to, make one of those hats? Because there's a lot of orders I can tell are going to be.
It takes about 2-3 hours.
Oh, wow. So it's made here in the United States, and you can get one for $400. That's a great offer. Almost $400.
Isn't it a great deal? Oh,
Yeah.
I got this too.
Oh my God, we are in the MAGA factory, it seems, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. Trump supporters, get those wallets out. Whoa, what is that?
It's my portrait of karma.
Oh.
So if you mess with me, guess what you're gonna get?
What's that?
Karma.
Bingo. How much does that go? How much is that hit for?
I'll sell this for $10,000.
Oh, well, listen, let's get straight to it.
I've got the only one.
You've got the only one? Well, listen,
Yeah.
I didn't know you were an artist, but it's nice to know you're also an artist, and that's beautiful artwork.
I didn't know I was an artist either until I started drawing one day, and I was like, I could do this.
Yeah. Any Trump supporters out there that have access to $10,000 via your savings or checkings or 401k, we are willing.
They're sending it all to Trump. That's why they target themselves. So with this hat, they could still target themselves.
I love it. I love it.
It's also sending a statement of karma.
Oh, and you're actually modeling it for us, dude. Wow, Venus! That's an offer we cannot refuse, and I can't wait until we get those flying off the shelf. All right, these folks.
Okay, I heard my bell.
They need it. They really do.
They do need it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Venus, and as always, Venus, thank you for the subscription. All right, thank you for the subscription on this backup account. You didn't have to. It's always a pleasure just to have you all here. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, guess what just happened? It looks like there's no more guests in the box, and we are now about to officially land this plane, all right? But before we land the plane, I want to say this. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I did venture off to go and confront a MAGA demon yesterday, and that is why I am on my backup account. While they openly try to say that they're happy and they're winning, it's crystal clear that they know the end is near and that they are not winning, all right? And they want to do everything they can to try to silence us, all right? So listen, it's going to be very important that we stay on message, all right? And I'm going to make every effort to do that, all right? So once the main account is restored, I will get back to serving MAGA the truth through my main account at the highest level possible, all right? But in the meantime and in between time, please let all your friends and family know they're going to have to find Zeus on the backup over here, all right? And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially landed the plane, and you all deserve a round of applause. Today is Super Tuesday. Make sure you get out there and vote like your life depends on it, all right? Vote blue if you truly, truly care about this country. All right, and I'm not going to say vote the other way at all. I can't do that because I know what's at stake. All right, and with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me give a round of applause to the moderators, to the panelists, to the subscribers, and the gifters. Y'all did a great. Let me play. Oh, you want to play the closing song, Lex? You want to play the? Okay, we'll do something different this time, I guess. All right. To the Zeus haters, right? To our critics and our detractors, those who continue to dwell in lies and misinformation. They're spreading Russian misinformation and propaganda, all right? They do it for a living. I don't know why they do it. And guess what? I found out yesterday they're really jealous of Zeus. Mother of nastiness, you said some nasty things about my show. You said that all I do is I get online and I read news headlines, right? And I lie to my viewers. Well, I'm going to say this to you, mother of nastiness. If that's all I do, well, you need to get to work, all right? Don't be jealous of Zeus. Don't be. If you want to beat Zeus, it's simple. You gotta actually not just talk the talk, but you gotta walk the walk. You know what I'm saying? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. Take care and stay safe. Oh, wait. We got a couple of more panelists. All right, RC Dubs, good morning. Greetings, RC. How are you doing, my friend?
Hey, man. She just blocked me twice in less than a minute.
oh, mother of nastiness.
Yeah.
Good. See,
I went up into her live on my Dark Dubs account, and I waited patiently, and then I finally got to ask one question, and she started screaming at me and didn't want to talk about the election, but they were talking about the Supreme Court decision about the insurrection, which is about the election. You can't have it both ways. You can't sit there and celebrate the Supreme Court, which did not adjudicate whether or not he's an insurrectionist.
That makes my day, RC. Keep going. That makes my morning.
All they said was he can run for office. But you know what? Nobody said he can serve. So if you elect him, does the Constitution allow him to serve? So considering Republicans in Congress, which included Mitch McConnell and Kevin McCarthy at the time.
Yeah.
They said Trump was an insurrectionist. They themselves said he was guilty of it.
Yeah.
So they don't want to talk about the fact. I asked her a simple question. If you're saying to me that you have credibility and that I'm supposed to listen to you about any of these topics, can you admit Trump lost the election fairly? And she blew up and blocked me. I went in on this account and she blocked me again. Here, let me show you something real quick.
Oh, they're getting scared over there.
Let me see if I can find it. Hold on.
I told them to be nice to us. I did. I said, please don't open that jar. Didn't I say, don't open the jar? Don't do it. Don't make us take the gloves off.
I'm going to post a video with it real quick in a minute because for whatever reason, my camera's not showing me.
Let me see. Let me see. How many viewers do you have? How many do you have? Oh, well, you have enough to open up the camera. Yeah, sometimes TikTok has been glitching lately.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. It's anyway. I took a screen grab of her blocking me. Hey, buddy.
It's a jar of mayonnaise, Queen Flea.
What's funny to me is the main thing is that they're talking about somebody. My main problem is that you're talking about somebody that should be president who has so little impulse control that if he had simply shut his mouth, he could have saved himself nearly $90 million.
Bingo. Wow.
I mean, that's who you want to be president. A guy who just had to shut up and save himself $90 million.
Bingo.
And that's what he cares about the most is the money.
Yeah.
And now he don't have any. He doesn't have it. He won't be able to put up the $600 million he owes between E. Jean Carroll and New York.
He won't. And I love it. I love seeing Donald Trump go broke. And I love watching his supporters help him go broke because they're going to go broke with him. it really does make my day. And I'm happy to hear that. You know, she rejected the truth today once again, RC, because you went in there, I imagine under the pretense that, you know, you're going to have at least a decent conversation. But when you're the mother of nastiness, there's no such thing.
Oh, it's impossible. She immediately started yelling at me. She went and tried to get her credentials about being a lawyer. She's trying to defend being a lawyer, and I'm like, look, I don't care if you're a lawyer.
I can't.
Lawyer, go help Trump.
I can't. These folks, ladies and gentlemen, they are unhinged and deranged, right? All right. Well, listen, RC.
Thank you, man.
All right. Thank you, RC. Ladies and gentlemen. You too. It's always nice, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Lex, go ahead. Let's close us out on the show. All right, brother, let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe out there. Let's go, Lex. Let's go. Huh?
I said, I'm going to smoke today.
Hey. Hey.
We'll close it out here.
Hey, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to Lex. All right, brother, we are out of here. And I really am the most handsome. Tell him, Lex. Let's go!
This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool
when I'm moving like Zeus.
Don't be playing with my mood.
Go ahead, Lex.
Zeus. You thinking that you're cool till I pull up like Zeus.
Thunder in the sky, light you up like Zeus. I make my own rules. I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm flyer than an eagle and got bread on me too. Took a long time to get here and I'm feeling brand new. If you living like a bum, hey, I can hang around with you. You fall in love too quick. You a high risk. Nicks all in the mix. I put a bounty on your head. This is way above the feds. When you playing, hey, let's go. Have a blessed morning. Yes. Hey, yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama. Hey, I know the ladies love me 'cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Playing hating on the God, boy, you're such a douche. I tried to be patient, but you had to like my feet. Cut it out, Gary. And all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome. That's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. Hey. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. You're thinking that you're cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky, light you up like Zeus. Hey, I make my own rules. I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm hotter than no magazine. You say you wanted facts. Well, I'm living Mystica. Thank you. Have a great day, Marisol. Choose if you play around with love, then you guaranteed to lose. I didn't make the game of rules, so don't play me like a fool. If you can't swim, don't be in the pool. Even though I'm hot, people telling me be cool. Have a great day, everyone. Why you looking like a goof? Time to let loose with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me 'cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Playing hating on the God, you such a douche. Try to be patient, but you had to like my thank you, Lex. Catching all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome. That's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. I see you, Shannon. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great rest of your morning. You thinking that you're cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky, light you up like Zeus. I make my own rules. I'm a god, call me Zeus. Yeah, you know about it.
I just want to find 11,700.
There you go.
Love, which is one more than we have.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
better call it truth, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey!
I can dance and box in the jungle.
Reggie! Hit him with the deranged remix!
Rudy on the beat like Zeus.
He's deranged.
The love
Jack Smith.
like Zeus.
He's deranged.
RMC
Jack
on the
Smith.
beat.
He's deranged.
Yeah, you
Jack
heard
Smith.
about
Hey!
He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged.
Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
Yeah, ladies.
Jack Smith.
That's me.
He's deranged.
Hey!
Zeus.
Jack Smith. Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
Right!
If you stand up too close, I'll make you come on the bed.
All right. And then on that note, ladies and gentlemen, let's drop the bomb. All right, later, brother Lex, I'm out of here.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump and you ain't black.
And you heard what he said. Now get out there and vote today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out of here.